Hey, I'm Expectaz, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create some techno kick rumble. And to do that, basically we have a kick sample and we will duplicate that and apply some effects to get the rumble effect that you hear in many techno tracks. I'm going to create a new drum track, and in this drum track I want to sample a kick drum sound that I made using the Syntakt. I think it sounds very techno-ish. You can do a lot with that machine and to create them. So let's have a listen to what I made. That's basically my my sample, and I want to go and sample it into the Force. So I press ARM and I just press play to record it. Let's do it twice, so we can have at least a variation to see if the attack phase is not there. Then we can take the second one. We call it techno kick. We say edit, and we are going to normalize it. Yeah, the second one has more of the transient punch. That's always when you start recording and you have the threshold. It can be that, that it sounds a little bit different. So in here, I want to just have the proper one set to there. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Zoom, yeah, then we zoom a little bit, so we have the exact start point of this sample, which is, I think, there. Yeah, and now it has the punchy attack, so this is what I want. When I press edit and go to this one, you will see that this is the sample that we have, and I think that's fine. Let's record a simple pattern, 4 to the floor pattern. To me this sounds alright, but what we want is the rumble. So what I need to do is to copy this pad, and I regularly copy it just above the regular kick, so it's here. And then we need to play with it. And first thing you need to do is to go to the filter, and we want to have a low pass filter. We can have a low pass 4, for example. And let's lower the cutoff. You already have this bass feeling, and I want to go into the mixer and lower the volumes of both kicks. I don't want to be clipping. You see, this one is already almost to the max, so let's just lower it to, let's say, to here, so it won't clip. This adds the oomph, the body of the sound. So if we just would assign this sample and put it here in between the kicks, you already get some kind of pumping effect. Hear it? And then you can play with it. Now it already starts rolling. And this is just a matter of preference. How do you want your kick to roll, the rumble? And you can play with the volume, of course. If you think it's not loud enough, you can do it in here. But all the good things to do are to put distortion on it, on the rumble itself. So you can go into edit and then the clip, go to effects, and try to have some some distortion. Let's see if I can find something here. We can go to the amp sim or tube drive or the distortion amp. Let's start with a tube drive and see what happens if we start driving it. volume might be too loud of at least the rumble, but if we do it like this, let's see what happens if we open the filter. Some things we could do, you hear the phasing now, that when the regular kick is running, it will duck this sound. But what we can do is go to the original, put the mother ducker on that, mother ducker input that is, and on this one, as a last effect, we want to have the mother ducker, so that every time the kick hits, the rumble is going to be sidechained and it doesn't interfere with each other. Let's see what happens. You hear the pumping effect. That's something that could really work. And then we can play with the envelope, of course. Or maybe even have some filter envelope. You get the punchiness. And this is just a matter of preference, and to see if you can find something that you really like. We can maybe give it a little bit more. And maybe the tube drive is not even needed. Maybe if you just use a filter, it will work better. With all these kind of things, it's always just a matter of experimentation, and just start and get into the flow and try to find something that works for you. Now it's more subtle. Here we can also add some overdrive. Just try and have some fun creating it. Maybe I don't like the pattern, but that's no problem, because we can just keep it and we copy this one to another one, for instance this one, and I remove all the steps and just start again. That can be something, right? Experiments a little bit more. What also works is probably to have some delay on there, because it will fill up everything, or maybe even a reverb. But let's start with the delay. You get more the stereo field. I think this really works really well. Maybe we can have some more feedback. And the mix is set to 100. I think since this pad is duplicated, that works perfectly. Yeah, this sounds good. What happens if we play with this resonance frequency? This, and let's hear the original pattern that we had to see what happens with this. overdrive, but maybe another effect works better. Maybe this hard clip. This is a weird effect, but I like it. See, these happy accidents are just are there. We can play. Tune it later. I want to have another filter maybe in here, and let's see what happens if we have the Modular disabled. Then yeah, it's punchy. But in this case, we can have this Modular, and maybe that the release time is too long. If you have it very long, yeah, you hear the pumping effect really strong. This is better, but I want to have some filter after the distortion that we created, because it's too much, I think. This is yeah, starting to sound more like the rumble that I'm loving to hear. And you can play with this this effect. Maybe some resonance. Maybe even some extra overdrive on here as well. Or hard clipping, or rectify maybe. No, that's too much. I don't like it. This could work. Yeah, this is well something I like. Then you can also go in with the second filter. This also, it sounds very wide, so it's always a matter of looking for the sounds that you want to have and to dial in the proper frequency. One tip is, since I'm now noticing that this cutoff frequency has a lot of effect, and the same goes for the other one, the second filter, maybe I should be making a macro that has these two knobs next to each other, so I can play with it and maybe even record it. So let's go for it. To do that, we go into the macros. I have it in here. And I'm not going into screen mode, but I just want to have this in track mode. So only for this track I am able to do something with it. First I delete all the existing macros because I don't want them. And then the first one, I want to have this, and I can press learn. It stops my sequence, but then I can go into the clip that I want. So I go in here, into the step sequencer. This one, and I want to have this cutoff frequency assigned to that knob. So what I need to do then is to dial with the big knob, and now it's assigned to this macro. I can now press this one, it will say learning, and I go to the next one. And now I have both the frequencies here assigned to my knobs. I think you can go, if you go in here somewhere, that you can stop learning. Yeah, that's also a tip I found out very late. If you have this this squiggly line above, you pull it down, and then you can have the learn function enabled or disabled. In this case, now it's disabled, so that's the easier way of going there instead of what I just shown you. But now I have these two knobs, both controlling both of these frequencies from that, and we can play with it. And I think there's something wrong with the settings. I'm now they are touch enabled, so I think I need to go and have a look why that happens. That was the problem. Toggle was set to on. Not sure why that happened, but now I am able to control them both individual. And now listen what happens. You can even record this stuff if you want. So let's make a copy of this and double it to let's say 8 bars, for example. I can just start recording this, and that's something that I really like. To be able to do that, you need to hold the record button for a few seconds, and then you see the screen with start recording. You have these settings. Press that, and then it says write automation when recording. That's something you need to enable. And if you have done that, then you can press record and start recording. And now that is recorded. I don't know if I really like this, but just as an example, see what happens. It plays back. And I think this is a proper techno rumble, and in most cases it works best if the last filter that you have is set to a lower frequency, so like this. It's very wide, and you can play around with this one. Just to give the sound some character. Techno rumble is more about the subtleties of what you do. I hope you like this video and that you find this helpful. If you do, please consider subscribing and hit the like button. That would really help my channel. So thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!